We go again, guys, with another modification. I've got these Willy shiny wheel spacers that I'm going to be putting on here today. Haven't really seen anybody put them on their bike on the net, so I figured I'll give it a shot. But these are the Willy shiny spacers. They're roughly like 95 bucks, and like I say, you know, get at them. This coronavirus, we took a trip out to California and went to the actual shop. Bad part about it, I did not get any footage inside the place, but I'll show some pictures that I took from the inside. I would have liked to have gotten his story about how he came to the name of Willy Shiny, and possibly I'll tell you that throughout the video. So, but no, this is what we're going. I got to break down the front wheel, and then we'll go and start putting him on. Here I am with my anti-seize, lubing up this axle. You know, I was just thinking about this. Half the time you get these, you know, you take your bike in and get the tire changed, and then when you try to roll it, it seems like it's stiff, like it won't roll. But when I put that tire, that new wheel on there, and I did this, it's my first time doing it. This is my second time taking it off, putting it back on. I think from now on out, I'm gonna start changing my own wheels. It ain't that hard. But anyways, you know, when you get it back, it seems like it's always stiff. When you put it in neutral and push it around the garage, it seems like it's stiff as hell. I put this anti-seize on here, and it seems to roll really easy on the front and the back. So, you know, put a little light coating on there, and it should do well. But obviously I've taken off the axle. I knocked that out. You can get another demo, see what you got to do to get it on there. And I've taken it out at this point. So I'm assuming that these Willy Shinies is my actual. This is the spacer to cover up my bolts on the side. In fact, let me put that down. There we go. And like I said, this will cover up all my bolts here on the side, so that should be pretty sweet. And it give me a clean look. And then this was my original spacer here, which went on. So I'm assuming that obviously it looks very similar. So the cover is now going to replace this spacer here, and that's what I'll be doing on this side. So let's see what we can do. We'll slide this in real quick and see how that goes. Slide that up in there. And this is for the other side. I'm assuming your ABS sensor slide in here, and then it should pop out. And these things are stationary, they don't move, so it shouldn't hurt anything. So we slide this one in. Let's pause on that one. Now here's the interesting fact. You always figure things out as you go. Now remember, we have to slide the ABS sensor in here. So now we got to go up into the cell and find the cord to unplug it and then slide it through. So give me a minute for that and we'll go from there. Now that I have the headlight off, I can go in here and connect it. So here's your ABS line down here. And if you follow it up, it comes up right here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but flip that up. And then now that's disconnected. So you got the disconnected wire here. Now I take my my axle spacer and go ahead and pull that down. And then I'm assuming that I could feed it through here. See how this works out. See, I gotta get this off. Yeah, sweet. That through there. I'll put my little clip back on there. Slide it back on. And then I'm gonna feed this back up through the headlight and hook it back up before I forget where that actually comes from. So here, and then it goes back into this one. There we go. So now I just hook my spacer. I got my spacer bled through there, so now I can just slide it through for the axle. We're back with the zip ties cutter, aka, look at them, plant shears. So cut that zip tie off. Alright, slide on down. And obviously you got that line that slides through there. I tell you what, all these little pieces you gotta fit through here. And I still got the screw on there. If it ain't one thing, it's the next one. It goes like that. That is booyah. Booyah. So now you got that piece. It fits in like that. What Joe does at Willy Shiny is that he takes a stock ABS sensor and he grinds it out to ensure that, you know, your piece will fit in there quite snug. So it takes him a little manipulation just in case, I guess, the chrome or something was a little thick or something to that nature, and he comes back and rounds some of that stuff off so it won't so your stuff can sit in there flush. And that's that. So now I just gotta slide it through them. Alright, that took a little finagling, but this is what we got. We've got the space on this side now. Which looks pretty sweet. And then on this side, you got this one, the ABS one. Kind of spins a little bit, but I'm hoping that's a good thing because once I make it stationary, it'll sit in there flush. But as they claim, they don't move, so we'll figure that out here in a couple of minutes as to whether it does or does not move, and we'll go from there. In the service manual, it says to tighten down the nut bolt first to your 65. How you're gonna do that with the other side spinning? I got to put a screwdriver on the other side. Go from there. 65 on that one. These call for 160. 132, I believe. So 180. And I put it on 160. Now that I'm just sitting here screwing around with this wrench, I figure I'd give you a little story with Willy Shiny. Well, the owner's name is Joe, and I asked him while I was there, how did he come up with the name? He said one day he was making some spacers or making some things, accessories for the motorcycle show, and as he was at his home, his sister came up and behind him, and she's like, that looks Willy Shiny. And he said he was looking for a name, and just by her saying that, that's where he took that name from, which was Willy Shiny. So just with her suggestion or joking around, that's how he came up with the name. And I thought that was pretty awesome. I wish I'd have taped that on the GoPro, but for some reason I never do. So we got 60 to 65 foot-pounds on the nut screw. And then the actual screws on this side, you have is it 132 to 180 inch-pounds on this side. So that's what it looks like with the space on it. Cover up all your rotor bolts. That's that side. And then on this side, it covers up your rotor bolts here, and then your ABS is able to slide through. But just remember, you got to go all the way up back to your nacelle to get the ABS to disconnect it, and then run your space over the top of it and then connect it back. So I'm buttoning up these brake calipers on here, and then we'll go from there. Now we got to put on the front brake caliper mounting screws, and that is what, 28 to 38 foot-pounds. All right, we've got the front wheel all buttoned up. So we've got our axle nuts, the two down here at the bottom. We got our calipers, those put in with Loctite on them, and we're good. That's the Willy Shiny axle spacers. That helps you cover up the rotor bolts and gives it a nice clean look. No bolts, and everything else is just shining. All right, until next time.